reluctantly crouched at the starting line. Engines pumping and thumping in time. The green light flashes, the flags go up. Churning and burning, they yearn for the cup. They deftly maneuver and muscle for rank. Fuel burning fast on an empty tank. Reckless and wild, they pour through the turns. Their prowess is potent and secretly stern. As they speed through the finish, the flags go down. The fans get up and they get out of town. The arena is empty, except for one man still driving and striving as fast as he can. 'Cause he's going the distance. He's going for speed. Because he's racing and pacing and plotting the course. He's fighting and biting and riding on his horse. He's racing and pacing and plotting the course. He's fighting and biting and riding on his horse. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. He's going the distance.
Welcome to Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're at the Quick Trip Center, and it's one of the largest freestanding buildings in all the world. Why do we need a building so large? Well, it is time for the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl Nationals presented by General Tire. Hello, everybody. I'm Ken Stout. Rob Klepper will join me. This is the 26th running of the Chili Bowl Nationals, and this place is electrifying. We have a dirt track, a quarter-mile dirt track inside of this building, the grandstands, all the haulers, and some 260-plus drivers that are going to take a stab at winning one of the most prestigious races in the world. It is the largest midget race in the world, and the absolute best in the business are here to contend for that win, including the reigning Sprint Cup champ, Tony Stewart. He's a two-time winner here at the Chili Bowl, as you well know, Rob. But when we say the big guys are here, the who's who are ready to fight.
Yeah, Tony Stewart Smoke, folks, is just one of 260-plus drivers to come to what's known as the best-kept secret in all of motorsports. Why? A lot of drivers. And not just midget drivers, sprint car drivers, NASCAR truck, nationwide, cup drivers, all in the house because everyone wants to win this event. It's often compared to the biggest poker tournament of the year. You want to make that final table. Here at the Chili Bowl, you want to make the A-main and get that golden driller. If you can, hey, send mom a text and tell her, I'm in the big dance. Finish in the top 10, guess what? Put it on the hero card. What? Ended up on the podium? Ladies and gentlemen, print your t-shirt. But if you can win the golden driller and take the Saturday night A-main, the big dance, the big check here at the Chili Bowl, not only does your name go in the history books, but you are now a very historic driver, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and it's not an easy thing to do. Keep in mind, they started racing here on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then all day long today here on Saturday to try and weed through the 260-plus drivers that are fighting for this prestigious win. Of course, we'll end up with our A-main, and it will be littered with the absolute best. When we talk about the biggest names in the business, well, they are all here, but there's one family name that stands above the rest. Kevin Swindell looking to make history as he could be the first driver to ever go back-to-back here in the 25-year history of the Chili Bowl. Side by side, father and son going for it.
5 laps to go in the 2011 Lucas Oil Chili Bowl. The Bulldog out in front.
Sammy off the bottom, slides it right up into the side of Beeson. Sammy looking for grip anywhere he can possibly find it. Just cannot get any. Beeson runs into the back of Sammy.
White flag coming out this time by for Kevin Swindell as Sammy working the low line. The Bulldog up on top. Pickens with his hands full and Jonathan Beeson. 1 lap to go.
Here comes Sammy one more time, trying to pull up the slide job on his son. Around the back straightaway. Pickens pushing him. Sammy down to the bottom. Streamers are coming down. Sammy with the early lead. Oh, too close to call.
Kevin Swindell jumps the cushion in turns 3 and 4 and holds off his old man by about an inch.
Kevin Swindell is the two-time and defending champion of this Chili Bowl. What an amazing run you've had here the last 2 years. What do you need to do tonight to keep it going?
I just got to, be patient, let this track come to you, and, just make sure you're there at the end. I haven't led this race the last 2 years until close to halfway. So it's just a matter of getting your stuff right and kind of surviving the beginning. And it's the closest I've started to the front yet. So hopefully we can just kind of take off and walk some laps here, and then just make sure it's good at the end.
He'll be the pace setter up front when we start this race. And now let's introduce my colleague in the pit area tonight, Tony Bachhoven, who's with the other half of Swindell Motorsports.
That's right, Dave. Sammy Swindell is the 5-time and winningest driver of this event. And last year, Sammy, you almost got win number 6, but off turn 4, Kevin got a little better run than you did.
Yeah, well, he was on the top, and they put the transponders on the back, so I think I might have been ahead when we got there with the front of the car, but they scored off the back, so he had to run, and it's the closest finish they've ever had. So see if I can't do one better, but it'll be okay if we run first and second again, but we just got to finish it and be up there, and we'll both have a good run.
Everyone talks about that Chili Bowl luck. You guys have definitely found it.
Well, I mean, a lot of things have fallen into place here, it seems like. I mean, I've had, times where, it didn't. But, I mean, this week's been pretty awesome for us, and everything's went our way. So just hope it continues.
Tonight, guys, Sammy goes from inside of row number 2.
It'll be a lot of fun to watch these guys create some more history. Speaking of history, how about a look at the past champions? Of course, you can see the Swindells, who are dominant up at the top. In fact, they've won just short of 30% of all the Chili Bowls in the previous 25 years.
There's been 17 different drivers to win this prestigious event. Only 5 have won more than once. So if you can win the Golden Driller, your name's certainly in the history books, one of which Rich Vogler, picking up the inaugural event back in 1987. We mentioned Smoke, Tony Stewart, a 2-time winner, and he's with Dave.
Well, Tony Stewart's a big-time Cup guy these days. We like to bust his chops a little bit on that. But, we love it when you come back here to the Chili Bowl. It kind of gets in your blood, and that's what it is all about here, isn't it?
Well, you of all people should know, though, this is my background. So this is what I did, and then I got a really cool Cup job. So I just get to come back to what got me there occasionally. And, if you're going to come back to one race a year in a midget, this is the race you want to come to for sure.
If you had your druthers, you'd almost rather come here by yourself with maybe one guy helping you, pit way back in the corner all alone and just work on your race car, am I right?
Yeah, it's this is such a cool facility to begin with. I mean, to have the track indoors and all the pits indoors, it's just cool to be around all the people that you see from the East Coast and West Coast and Northeast, all across the United States. They're all here for 1 week, so it's kind of cool that we're all in the same building together. But it's definitely crowded. I mean, to hold 267 race cars in one building is pretty impressive.
Let me tell you one thing about this guy I've known a long, long time. We could talk about a lot of different things, but when that visor goes down tonight, there's one thing on his mind. He wants one more of those Golden Drillers. That's Tony Stewart.
It would make Golden Driller number 3 for that fine driver, but he wouldn't be the only one that's out here chasing this one. Everybody has their dreams and set on that stripe, and they are extremely talented individuals at that, including Brian Clausen, Brad Sweet, and Smoke. We'll be right back with the Chili Bowl.
CBS Sports Spectacular presents the 26th annual Lucas Oil Chili Bowl, sponsored by General Tire. Unleash the fury. E3 Spark Plugs, born to burn. And by Lucas Oil Products, made in America, sold to the world.
Welcome back to the 26th running of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl presented by General Tire. These fans have been packing the stands for 26 years.
Yeah, back in 1987, originally a 2-day event with only 50 cars showing up. 1994, over 100, and 2003, over 200. But these race cars have evolved for over 70 years, and Tony Bachhoven, they're pretty cool.
The term midget's a word that's been used since the early 1930s. It was a term used to simply differentiate the size of these race cars from its other open-wheel competitors. Now, what is a midget? Well, most of these cars are powered by 4-cylinder, fuel-injected engines that generate between 400 and 425 horsepower. They're specially designed race cars that don't have transmissions, which simply means they either go or they stop. They're either in gear or out of gear. Now, the trick to these race cars is simple. It's to get as much of that 400 and 425 horsepower from the engine to these tires down to the racetrack.
Thanks, Tony. And to do that, it can be pretty tricky, to say the least. Well, everybody always asks, why is this event called the Chili Bowl? And with more on that, let's go down to Dave.
26 years ago, Bob Berryhill's company, the original Chili Bowl company, sponsored the inaugural Chili Bowl. Bob, did you have any idea this thing would still be going strong 26 years later?
Dave, I had no idea it was going to grow into this kind of a magnitude and as large as it is with this crowd for 26 years. No, it's amazing. And it's fantastic. I'm just glad to be part of it in a small way.
You know, I tell you what, the name is part of what's really made this thing the Chili Bowl. Rolls right off the tongue. It just stuck. Thanks to Bob Berryhill, our Grand Marshal tonight, for that name. Chili Bowl still going wide open 26 years later.
Yeah, he took a big chance, and boy, did it really pay off. We certainly appreciate what he did back at the very beginning of this event. All right, let's show you some highlights from B-Main number 1. Keep in mind, the top 6 transfer into the back of the A-Main.
Yeah, they would have just 20 laps to do it. Chad Boat, John Stambro, Tim Siner would spin out early, pretty much end their chance to get into tonight's 55-lap A-Main event. Matt Ward in the 8L working the low line. Bud Kading in the red 2 up on top. Jerry Coons Jr. up there as well. As Richard Vanderweerd took the early lead, it was Bobby East coming to a stop in turn 4. He would collect the 7M from Texas, Kevin Ramey. They got back underway. Single file style restart. Tracy Hines in the yellow 24 trying to make it into the Chili Bowl once again. Former winner as Jerry Coons Jr. in the red 3 battling with his USAC counterpart Bud Kading in the red 2. A great racy racetrack here in the B-Main. The white number 5 of Dave Darland would not make it in. One spot out of the A-Main as the checker flag flew. It would be Richard Vanderweerd picking up the win, and the top 6 making it into the show. Caleb Armstrong would finish second, Tracy Hines, Nick Knepper, Bud Kading, and Jerry Coons Jr. the final spot.
All right, that'll get you up to speed where we're at in the program now. We will bring you B-Main number 2 in its entirety here, as once again the top 6 will transfer into the back of the A-Main. The racetrack looks great out here, Rob, and this B-Main is stacked.
Well, most drivers just happy to get to the B-Main, but if you're in this B, you want to make the A. But you're right, it's like an A-Main anywhere across the country as we take a look at our E3 Spark Plugs starting grid.
Brady Bacon will be on the pole next to longtime veteran Jack Hodenshield. Brady Short and Zach Dahm in row 2. As we look down through the field here, you'll find A.J. Fike and Brad Kuhn down there in row 6. Rico Abreu, somebody that all the fans have definitely fallen in love with. They want to see that guy do well. You see Darren Hagen in row 7 and Ronnie Gardner. Hunter Schurenberg, another talented driver, and Levi Roberts will round the field out with Derek King and Mike Hess as Brady Bacon leads him around here with the number 11 Toyota back machine. Green flag flies. We're racing. Problems already for the 21 of Darren Pittman.
And it looks like Jack Hodenshield into the fence on the top shelf in turn 1. You know, you race at the Chili Bowl all week long to get into the A-Main. You're stuck in the B-Main. Let's take a look at it one more time. And yeah, he just got into the right rear with his left front of Brady Bacon there, into the fence, up and over. We heard Tony Bachhoven talk about all the horsepower that these cars have. It's not easy to get that horsepower to the ground, and right there, just jumped the wheel.
Of course, for racing fans in general, they know that open-wheel racing can be treacherous. For our new fans, we will tell you that if you go tire to tire at any time, the results are usually disastrous.
On board with Bacon there as we take the green flag, and he will lead him to the top shelf, going to the outside part of the racetrack, up on the cushion to lean on this track and build momentum. On board now with Zach Dahm, former preliminary night winner and General Tire.
And to follow up for our new fans, what the cushion means is at the top of the turn, you can see where the dirt was raised just a little bit. And they'd really like to plant that right rear against that raised section, or cushion as we call it. It's almost like a curb, and they drive right off of it.
Zach Dahm to the inside, nice little slide job, and now Bacon right back to the low part of the racetrack. Brady Bacon driving for the famous Wilkie Pack team with Toyota-backed engines, a full-timer on the Lucas Oil ASCS Sprint Cars Series.
And something else you should keep in mind, there are no weight limits here at the Chili Bowl for these cars. So imagine some 400 horsepower in cars that weigh less than 1,000 pounds. Yes, they do wheel stands when they get them hooked up, and no, they cannot steer them when the front tires are in the air.
Yeah, these guys make it look easy. As Zach Dahm from Pocahontas, Illinois, trying the low line. Now in turn 1, now gets into the back of Bacon, turns him around. Bacon on his side. Wow, you don't expect that when you're leading a B main. The top two guys locked in. They get together in turn one. Bacon goes over, and that will pretty much end his bid to get into the show.
Here's a great onboard shot to tear off. You can see where he gets tagged from the back and spins it around. Just a soft roll over there. How close are you to the dirt? Yeah, that close. Well, we always talk about this facility because it is second to none. And to help us out with more on that and this event, let's get it back down to Dave.
What makes the Chili Bowl work is this impressive Quick Trip Center. 450,000 square feet, almost all of which is unencumbered by any beams or pillars. The largest freestanding building in the world when it was built in 1966. Room enough for 257 race teams, these gigantic grandstands, and this awesome little racetrack. The Chili Bowl, one of a kind in a one-of-a-kind building.
Thanks a lot, Dave. And you can see this place is packed all the way around. They say it's a quarter mile in distance around this track. I don't believe so. I think you have to walk around the outside of the fence to find that one. It is tight in here, to say the least, and henceforth, hard to apply that 400 horsepower.
And Rico Abreu there in that second spot, giving Zach Dahm a little nudge, letting him know that he is there. Abreu will go full-time in USAC National Midgets for legendary car owner Keith Kunz in 2012 as he goes to the top part of the racetrack to try and run down Dahm, and he's got a nice run on the front stretch.
He finished 7th in Thursday night's preliminary A-Main, so a good effort there for Rico. 67 up high right now, the 67K, I should say, out of Rutherford, California. And some of those guys jumping that cushion that we were speaking of before.
As we go on board now with Brady Short, the Bedford Blaster out of Bedford, Indiana, regular on the local dirt tracks, running for A.J. Felker. Now the caution comes out one more time. You know, we talk about Rico Abreu. He spends pretty much all his season running a winged sprint car, and we have got a melee there off turn 2.
Let's see if we can find out what happened here. It was towards the back of the pack. Sean Ensley in a black car, and he turns it sideways, and then that's RJ right there, RJ Johnson, who rolls him over. He hits him so hard and then shoots his car straight up to the sky, lands hard on the tail section. So 4 guys there involved in that incident. We'll get it cleaned up and back to action.
This is the Golden Driller Trophy that everybody wants here at the Chili Bowl. It's built in the image of this big guy right here, 76 feet tall, 43,000-pound Golden Driller that was built in front of the Quick Trip Center years ago to commemorate Oklahoma's heritage in the petroleum industry. The Chili Bowl race, just like Mr. Golden Driller, symbolizes something more than just auto racing. It's all about Oklahoma pride.
Welcome back to the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl presented by General Tire. This is B-Main number 2, an incident that involved 4 cars has been cleaned up. We go racing one more time, and out front is the 5 car of Zach Dahm. It's actually 5D out of Pocahontas, Illinois.
Yeah, Dahm trying to make his second career A-Main at the Chili Bowl. He's got Rico Abreu there in that Keith Kunz 67 working the top shelf as they go side by side down into turn number 3. And we mentioned that cushion. It can be treacherous as Abreu makes it work. Now right back down to the shortest part of the racetrack.
Another look at it right here. Rico trying to make his first show in the A-Main here at the Chili Bowl, and does a nice job of driving around. If he can stay where he's at now, he will accomplish his goal of doing that. Finished 7th in prelim night a year ago and 6th in the E-Main on Saturday, so it'd be quite an improvement for Rico.
Gary Taylor in the Loyette Motorsports 05, the orange car, followed by the Steve Lewis-owned number 9, very famous race car driven by Levi Roberts. As we go back up front with Abreu, a little bit of breathing room now between him and Zach Dahm. As you can see on the ticker above, about 7 laps to go as a battle for third. Heating up, Lil Shoot, Casey Schumann, working his way to the front, trying to hold off Brad Kuhn.
I love his hometown, Rattlesnake Bend, Arizona. That pretty much says it all. He's been here 7 years, finished 6th in Tuesday's A-Main. So a solid effort there Tuesday night for him. That's how long we've been racing here all week long.
Darren Hagan and A.J. Fike in the 3 cars battling for 5th. Those are teammates. Hagan out of Riverside, California. The Fikester out of the state of Illinois, trying to make an A-Main. Been a long time for A.J. Fike, a huge fan favorite every year at the Chili Bowl as they are slicing and dicing. Here we go, Slide Job City. That's what this race is all about.
Yeah, and you said it before. How difficult is it? Well, A.J. Fike is a talented driver, has been here 13 years and has only made the A-Main one time. That's how hard it is just to make it to the show. These guys are all over the place. Beautiful outside, inside move there for the 17 car of Brad Kuhn.
Battle for second now as Casey Schumann used that top part of the racetrack just like Rico Abreu did to get by Zach Dahm. So it's Abreu out front, Casey Schumann second as the laps are winding down. Remember, just the top 6 go into the show. Everyone else is done. That will end your Chili Bowls. The white flag is out.
The white flag indicating one last lap to go. Kuhn slides right up in front of the 3 car there, manages to hang on to it, but it's going to be Rico Abreu who crosses the stripe first. We'll follow him with the next 5 transfer spots. Last transfer going to his second career A-Main is A.J. Fike.
And that's a big win for Abreu. As we mentioned, Wing Sprint Car driver will be in a midget full-time as he picks up the win and his ticket to the show. Casey Schumann second, Zach Dahm, Darren Hagan, Brad Kuhn, and A.J. Fike, your top 6. Let's hear from our winner.
Rico, you raced your way in the Chili Bowl. Looks really, really slippery out there. Is this going to be a difficult racetrack?
Yeah, it's getting real slick down there in 1 and 2 on the bottom, but we went up to the top a couple times down there in 1 and 2 and it got real good. And then I was just a little afraid to go to the bottom in 3 and 4, but we were going upstairs and then we dropped to the bottom a couple laps and just moving around, finding a fast line around this track.
What went through your mind? You saw the checkered flag. You're in the Chili Bowl. You made it.
That's really cool for being my second time at the Chili Bowl and second year in racing sprint cars and stuff. It's awesome. It's a great feeling to run these 55 laps for Donnie Ray Crawford.
Rico is in the show, no doubt about it, here at the Chili Bowl.
Congrats to him on a solid effort there and making it to the A. Well, we always tell you that this place has a party atmosphere, and we try to describe it as good as we can, but we thought, hey, enough of us. So we went to the drivers to ask them how do they describe it to their fans.
The Chili Bowl is just the biggest midget race of the year, and for people that don't really know what midget racing is, it's these little cars behind me, and they're light and fast, and you get about close to 300 cars every year, so it's definitely probably the biggest race in the world, I think, and the toughest one to win, that's for sure.
It's a race of champions, basically. You get drivers from NASCAR, drivers from sprint cars, drivers that drive midgets, dirt, pavement. It seems like everybody comes to the Chili Bowl.
The Chili Bowl to us is the Super Bowl, the Supercross, the Daytona 500, the Indy 500. It's the big deal.
Kind of like fighter jets in a gymnasium, I mean, it's a lot of action, a lot of fast race cars, and a lot of battling that you don't want to miss.
And the Chili Bowl is the biggest, baddest short track event in the country. It brings together every form of motorsports, and you get the champions from every level, and put them all under one roof here in Tulsa, and toss them on a 5th-mile dirt bull ring and let them go at it for 5 nights straight.
And how about the fans? They're just as crazy as all the racers. They have a blast out here. I have to say, though, of all the driver descriptions, the fighter jets in a gymnasium, by far, my favorite. Come on back. The main event is next. Welcome back to the 26th annual Lucas Oil Chili Bowl Nationals. We are this close from starting that A-Main. And think about this for a moment. Over the past 5 days, we have run in excess of 100 races inside of this building. So everybody is anticipating this A-Main, and rightfully so. By the way, while we were at commercial break, there was one guy that said we were missing a car up here. Yeah. Kevin Swindell, the 2-time and, of course, defending champion here, and he will also have a shot at making history. Nobody's ever won this thing 3 times in a row. His father could be his 6th time, 8th time to the family from either one of them. But don't count out Kyle Larson. And the Cruiser is back. He was on fire during Friday night's prelim. Oh, and there's that guy that he won the first ever Silver Crown?
Yeah, that would be Tony Stewart, a.k.a. Smoke. Yeah, he got that name right here at the Chili Bowl. 3-time and defending Cup champion, 2-time winner of this event, locked into the A-Main. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., NASCAR nationwide champion, is in the house. Brian Clausen, multi-time USAC champ. He's going to race the Indy 500 this year. He's pulling all his money, and he's going to the big dance, locked into the show. He did the spin to win, or spin not to win, coming off turn 2 last year. But Michael Pickens, also in the house, New Zealand champion. I mean, this thing is littered with the best of the best drivers, not only in the country, but the world. That's what makes the Chili Bowl special.
I couldn't agree more as we take a look at the lineup here. In fact, we have 5 former Chili Bowl champions inside of this A main, and those 5 have accounted for nearly 50% of all those wins.
Well, you talk about a loaded field, folks, and look at some of these stats. 3 Chili Bowl A main rookies, with Richard Vanderwoerd making his first career Chili Bowl in his first attempt. Over 800 combined feature event wins across this field. It seems loaded. This is what this thing's like every single year. It's unbelievable, the talent that's here in this feature.
And your E3 Sparkplugs A-Main grid, Kevin Swindell on the pole, Kyle Larson beside, Sammy Swindell behind him, Corey Kruzman, then it's Danny Stratton and Shane Cottle, the throttle in row 3.
Row 4, Levi Jones and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Brad Sweet and Tony Stewart in row 5. The Bullet, Brian Clausen, and the Kiwi champ, Michael Pickens in row 6.
Row 7, we get Richard Vanderweerd, Rico Abreu out of the B-Main, Caleb Armstrong, Casey Schumann, Tracy Hines, and Zach Dahm, all transfers.
Row 10, Nick Knepper and Darren Hagan. In 11, Bud Kading and Brad Kuhn. Final row, Jerry Coons Jr. and A.J. Fike.
And we also have a very sad story on the 8 car. With more on that, we'll go back down to Tony Bachhofer.
Well, guys, sprint car drivers, Chili Bowl racers, and fans are here today with heavy hearts after the passing of Donnie Ray Crawford, a longtime competitor at the Chili Bowl and a member of sprint car racing. In his honor, Donnie raced under the number 55, so tonight's championship feature will be extended from 50 laps to 55 laps.
And it was devastating news as he passed away in a tragic accident here that happened this week, so sorely missed, to say the least. We will race on. That's what he would want us to do. They're about to throw the green flag. I promise you, Donnie Ray Crawford is watching from above to find out who the winner's going to be, and right off the bat, the Bulldog and defending 2-time champion Kevin Swindell is out front.
Slicing and dicing, working this racetrack, trying to find where your car will work best. As Swindell leads lap number 1, we have one in the fence. That is the 56, 3-wide life entry of Levi Jones out of Olney, Illinois, multi-time USAC Sprint and Silver Crown champion. We'll take a look at it one more time. And it's hard to tell. You know, you get up there in the cushion, the wet part of the racetrack. If your car's a little tight, you can't get it to rotate, get the rear end to come around. It will push, sometimes get to the fence, and that's what happens.
Yeah, these tracks really change a lot. Great onboard shot there as he goes up and over. Of course, he had a good finish in prelim nights as he finished second just one night ago in the A main on Friday. We'll restart him here one more time. Kyle Larson in that 67. He won his A main on Tuesday night. The young driver, so talented, comes out here at age 17 and put on a great show, and he's hanging right there with the Swindells as of now. Corey Kruzman right behind him, and the Cruiser, you can see the Lucas Oil car right beside Kyle Larson, has done a fabulous job here this week.
Yeah, and that was the one of Sammy Swindell in the low line as the Cruiser to the inside of Larson. Larson picked up 22 feature event wins in 2011. Sprint cars, wing, non-wing, midgets, pavement, dirt. He did it all, and right now he's trying to win a Golden Driller.
If you want to learn how to drive one of these, that's the guy you want to talk to. Corey Kruzman has a school. He'll put you inside of a midget or a sprint car. All you have to do is travel out to Southern California and hook up with him. He is absolutely one of the best of all time, and he'll show you how to get it done.
So Corey Kruzman right now runs in third as there is Kyle Larson in fourth. Off the front row, the Swindell zipped on by. Kevin leads. Sammy runs second. And right now, this is a long race. You think a small racetrack, 55 laps, it does go quick, but it gives these guys time to work around the track and find what their car likes the most. Because remember, once you're out on the track, you don't really have a lot of adjustments to try and make it better.
And take a look at this battle here. Talk about some names. Cottle, Clausen, Stratton, all going at it here. 3 wide for just a moment as you take a look at the 39. That is Brian Clausen. Ran in Indy Lights in 2011 for Sam Schmidt, a 2010 USAC National Midget Champion and Driver of the Year.
Danny Stratton in 77, followed by the 05 car. Michael Pickens out of Auckland, New Zealand, multi-time New Zealand Midget Champion, one of the best as we go on board with Pickens. Looking back at the Sage Fruit car, that is Brad Sweet driving for Casey Kane.
And here comes Sammy chasing his son down. Sammy, the number 1 car, Kevin, his son, and the 39 car just ahead of him. And of course, these two drivers have dominated this event for the last 3 years. Kevin in 06 at 17 years old became the youngest winner in World of Outlaws main event. Started in karts. Of course, his father's won everything he could possibly win in one of these. As we go on board with Tony Stewart, who's, speaking of phenomenal, how about 118 cars that he passed at Homestead alone to win the championship in the Sprint Cup Series just last year at that main event, and did it based on number of wins as the points were tied. But he's also a philanthropist as well, and he has a number of things that he donates money to. He helps out so many people that they don't realize that side of Tony Stewart. There's so much more to him than just being a racer.
Well, definitely one of the best drivers in the world is Stewart, making the A-main on the prelim night, getting on the podium and getting locked in. But your leader's now in lap traffic. It looked like the 2-car. Bud Kading, I believe, into the fence, entering turn number 3 as Kevin Swindell caught the tail of the field. Yes, it is the multi-time USAC Silver Crown champion. So we'll take a look at it one more time as BK gets a little high and hard entering turn number 3 into what we call the loose stuff. Runs out of room and taps the fence. Should be able to get that thing refired off. He will have to tag the tail of the field. Well, he's the second car out of this race. The first was Levi Jones, and he's with Tony.
Well, Levi Jones getting upside down on the first lap. Levi, not how you wanted to start your Chili Bowl. Talk us through your ride in turn 3.
No, we just, we got into an accident there with Shane Cottle. I ran over his right rear tire. The track was just how we wanted it. Had a really good car. I just hate it, for everybody at 3 Wide Life and RW56. A great weekend, though, running second our prelim night. Just my fault there. I messed up.
The 2 previous times he made it to the show, he did not have much luck there either for an 11th and 24th place finish. The A-main has not been kind to him. There's a look at your Geico. Top 5, the Swindells lead Cruzman, Larson, and Cottle. Stay with us. We'll be right back with the 26th running of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl. Welcome back to the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl, presented by General Tire. We get them started one more time as Kevin Swindell leads them back to the stripe. The number 39 car has been out front since the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, we thought Sammy might have had something for his son. So far, not, as we go on board with Lucas Oil and the cruiser, Corey Cruzman. As you mentioned, picked up his preliminary night win one night ago. The winningest driver in prelim competition, as it was his 7th win. And Larson out to the inside of Corey Cruzman, bouncing around. 2 California boys going at it. His drivers from all over the United States, all over the world, every year here at the Chili Bowl. Looks right now like the low line is the best place to be, as Larson now goes back to the top part.
Corey Cruzman, a lot of success here as he has made the A-main 10 times. He has 2 wins, 6 top 5, 7 top 10s. That is a lot of success against this level of competition, and he is stuck to the bottom for now.
Yeah, and right behind him, or to the right of him, I should say, is Brian Clausen as we go on board with the Noblesville, Indiana driver, currently running in the 5th spot. Last year, we thought it was going to be Brian Clausen to knock the Swindells off the top spot. Couldn't get it done, ended up in the 5th spot.
He's been to 2 A-mains. He's finished inside the top 5 both times. 2008 was Clausen who finished in 4th place. And boy, these guys using the cushion that is now pushed out so close to the wall. As once again, we go on board with Tony Stewart. And you said one of the best drivers in the world. I couldn't agree more. When you take a look at his resume, the 06 IROC champ, the 97 IRL, the IndyCar champ, of course. He's also the 95 Triple Crown winner, the first owner driver to win Cup since Alan Kowicki in 1992. How did he get his name Smoke? Well, he used to smoke the rear tires on these things a lot. He also smoked a couple of IRL engines, and he raced underneath the name Smokey while driving for Gibbs. Oh, look at these guys go 3 wide right there. What a beautiful move. Woo! He almost snuck through there.
Yeah, Tony Stewart. See the 05 there, Pickens hung out to dry. As Stewart in the 14 got into the 77 of Danny Stratton. Tracy Hines there got by Stratton to take the spot in the 24, and they're still 2 and 3 wide.
These guys are dicing right now. They are going for it. Let's watch this one more time. This is midget racing at its best.
Michael Pickens in the 05 slides high. Danny Stratton says, I can make the move there. Pickens says, no, you can't. And Smoke says, I'm going to pull by both of you. Those 2 cars get together. The 14 goes by. Tracy Hines trying to go by. And if you get a chance to pass a car, you better take it here at the Chili Bowl.
And that's exactly why Tony Stewart comes back here to race whenever he can, because it's that type of intensity and action that these guys live for.
Kevin Swindell still out front as they catch the tail of the field once again, and this is what could allow Sammy to get by the kid. Using one of the lap cars as a pick to try and take the lead. Sammy Swindell is one of the best at doing so. You see the 2 car, that's Bud Kading. Right behind him, the 39, right there at the stripe on the low line. That, of course, is your leader, Kevin Swindell.
Tony Stewart in the number 14 car. Cottle and Stratton side by side there. Stratton in the orange and blue car slides up through the middle. Again, 2 and 3 wide, just back behind the 14 car of Tony Stewart.
Tracy Hines in that yellow number 24 behind him. The red Wendy's entry of Jerry Coons Jr. is again Smoke using the low line, the shortest way around. Not always the fastest way around, but he's running that low line to perfection here tonight. As Kevin Swindell, again, the black 39 on the low part of the racetrack, trying to get to the inside of Richard Vanderweerd and the 2 car of Casey Schumann.
The 39 car, of course, of Kevin Swindell. He is such a talented young man, and he's hoping he can hang on to make it a hat trick here at the Chili Bowl. This is the 26th running of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl presented by General Tire, and the 2 black cars have been first and second all night long. I'm talking about the number 39 car right there and the number 1 car. That is son and father who have been first and second the entire run. Tony Stewart in the 14. He's back in 10th place. He finished in 7th in the race of champions on Tuesday night as we go on board with Jerry Coons Jr.
Yeah, and Coons came from row number 12 and raced his way into the top 10. Another big fan favorite here as we go back up front. Sammy Swindell taking a look to the inside of Kevin as they race off turn 2, the battle for the lead.
And Sammy Swindell trying to make it a clean sweep, winning the race of champions on Tuesday night, winning his prelim night, and of course trying to win the A main here. He gets hemmed up just a little bit by traffic, and it looks like the best route is up high for Kevin.
This is going to come down to Kevin Swindell getting through lap traffic. If we have no more cautions with 10 laps to go, if Swindell can get through the lap traffic, he will win the race. If not, if he gets held up, Sammy will be there to take advantage.
Right there on the bottom, the front end, up on the chalk, as he tries to hang on. Kevin Swindell driving a perfect race so far as Corey Kruzman is still back there hanging on.
Yeah, Cruiser up on top, picked up the big win of preliminary night 1 night ago, and running in that 7th spot, not where he wanted to run. You can see it's treacherous up there on that cushion. The more laps we run up there, the further it moves out to the outside part of the racetrack as Swindell gets into Michael Pickens to put him a lap down. And again, Sammy reeling in the Bulldog, Kevin Swindell, as we go on board with Brad Kuhn, the leaders right behind him.
It's one thing to catch him, it's another thing to pass him. Of course, Brad Kuhn, also a 2-time National Midget Driver of the Year, has won midget championships with USAC and Badger. PRI, see how close they get. Open wheel racing, that's what it's all about. If you're afraid, you better stay in the pits.
And Swindell gets around Brad Kuhn, now looks to the inside of Fike, and here comes Sammy.
That could be it right there. Here comes Sammy. Sammy dives down on the bottom. Can he take advantage of it? Right behind Brad Kuhn. No, it's not going to happen yet.
Kevin Swindell right back to the top, clears Brad Kuhn. It comes down to the family Swindell once again like we saw 1 year ago. In behind Rico Abreu now. Oh, and Sammy gets hit by Kuhn. They touch and Swindell slides high and 1.
Somehow hangs on to it. The car is not broken. And for our young fans, let's watch this one more time. A big-time wheel stain just couldn't steer the car out of Brad Kuhn's way. They make contact. Another look at it right here. That is how you plant the horsepower. When I say young fans, I mean new to the sport. We want to tell you something. As the white flag flies, 1 lap to go, I promise you if Sammy Swindell can beat his son, he will do so. That's just the way it is in that family.
So Kevin Swindell through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, all alone, takes the checkered flag and is the first 3-time winner of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl in consecutive years. Wow. Sammy Swindell had a chance, got into Kuhn, that ended it, and it is a 3-peat, the hat trick, you called it, for the Bulldog, Kevin Swindell.
Let's take a look at this one more time.
Wheels up for Sammy Swindell, and those 2 cars just coming together. Kuhn's running the low line, he's moving up, Swindell's trying to stay off the wall, and they just get together. I'm surprised he didn't have any more damage on that number 1 car, but there's the man, 3-peat, Kevin Swindell.
Absolutely. His father, who's been racing for 40 years, has to be very proud of his young son, who is no doubt a chip off the block. That kid can drive a race car. When we come back, we'll talk to our champ.
CBS Sports Spectacular presents the 26th annual Lucas Oil Chili Bowl, sponsored by Canaday All Natural Pet Foods, healthy natural nutrition for our pets. Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. And by Speedco Truck Lube and Tires, built for speed, staffed for quality, delivering world-class value.
And the 26th running of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl, presented by General Tire, is in the books. And for the first time in history, we have a three-peat here. It goes to Kevin Swindell. It's been a pleasure to call this race. Let's get it down to Dave Argerbright.
We'll get right up here with you, man. You know, the mark of a professional is making a difficult thing look easy. It didn't look like you got into trouble one time in that 55 laps.
Yeah, you know, I looked up one time and it was 40 laps, and I was like, wow, this went by quick, you know, and I had a lot of fun in traffic on the prelim night, and, you know, I've really raced in traffic for a while, but I hated that, and then as soon as this thing took the checker, I was like, that was fun, man. So it's, we always have interesting interviews here, don't we?
We do. You know, you had no way of knowing, but there toward the end, your dad reeled you in a little bit and caught you in some traffic. Did you know he was there?
I knew he had to be. You know, there was just nowhere to go, and, you know, Kuhn was fast enough that he could kind of keep up, and, you know, it was like everywhere I wanted to go, and the bottom was gone, and I needed to be on the top, but those guys were up there, so it's just, you know, trying to slot through him. I tried to squeeze him one time, and he run back down in there on me, so it's, you know, it was tough, and I knew he had to be there because I could watch the screen a few times. He was basically pushing me there at the beginning, so it's a lot of fun, though.
Outstanding job. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well, 55 laps in the books, and tonight there's a Swindell in victory lane, Sammy, but tonight you came home second. A great run with a car that's not as perfect as you'd like it to be.
Yeah, well, it's just a shame a guy got into me on the straight. I mean, he knew I was there because he got under my left rear, but he should know better. But that guy doesn't. But, you know, it ruined the car. But, I mean, I don't know if I got by Kevin. I mean, every time I planned to go somewhere, it was like he saw me. So, you know, he was right there. He didn't really make any mistakes. A couple times, maybe early when that yellow come out, I think I had a run, you know, maybe for that.
And look at it this way, 4 Swindell wins in a row.
Yeah, and I don't know where that puts me with the owner part, but that should be up there to quite a few.
Nice job tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How about that? 8 wins for the Swindell family. That is even closer to 30% of all the Chili Bowls ever run, won by that family. Kyle Larson, the young man, did an awesome job as well. Let's get it back down to Dave Argerbright. He's standing with the guy that won on Tuesday night.
Kyle, a little bit short here. You chased some pretty good company. What do you got to do to win this race to beat these Swindells?
I don't think we're too far off. We just got a little too snug there for that race. I knew the top was where to be. We weren't freed up enough to run up there and kept getting tight. And but you know, third's not bad at the Chili Bowl out of 264 cars I think they had. So we'll just try again next year. Good job to Kevin and Sammy again. This is I don't know. I don't think we'll ever see anything like that. And hopefully we can stop them. But yeah, just good job to Kevin and Sammy. They're one of they are the best here. They've proven it for the past 4 or 5 years now. So just good job to those guys, and thanks to my crew for all their help this week.
And Kyle Larson, you belong right there, my friend. You did a great job this week. Well, let's go back and take a look at this one more time. Sammy Swindell, huge contact with Brad Kuhn with about 1 lap to go, and it did cause some damage. With more on that, let's go to Tony.
Well, guys, you talk about the impressive run that Sammy had here tonight, and he talked about his car not being good there because he got hit on the racetrack. Well, take a look at this. The shock completely broken on this race car, not even hooked up on the left side. So not only did he have to deal with the lap cars and the traffic, he had to deal with a car that wasn't perfect because the shock was broken on the left rear corner of the race car.
Yeah, anytime you break that left rear shock, it takes a lot of drive off the left rear of that car, and it's very difficult to be fast at a place like the Chili Bowl with a shock busted on your car. Well, Tony Stewart started 10th and finished 10th. Let's go to Dave Argerbright.
Yeah, Smoke, you had a good time. I know you come to win, but I know the Chili Bowl, you always have a good time.
Yeah, I just wish I could have got going a little better there, but it's you know, it's fun to get back in a midget here. So you know, it's just making the A mains half the battle, but you know, you're never satisfied unless you're the ones standing on that stage down there.
You've seen a lot of different things in your career. Sammy and Kevin right now here. What do you make of that? What's the deal?
They just got something figured out. I mean, Sammy's really, really smart when it comes to the shock side of things here. So, and you can see what their cars are doing. We just don't know how to apply it and how to make it work. So we just gotta keep working at it and keep digging.
Well, it took us all week, but once again, 5 nights of racing in the books, and it all culminates with the 26th running of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl. Congratulations to Kevin Swindell on his 3rd consecutive win. Coming up next, the PGA Tour on CBS takes you to Harbor Town Golf Links at historic Hilton Head for all the big shots at the RBC Heritage. We hope you enjoyed all the great racing action here from the Quick Trip Center for the 26th running of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl Midget Nationals presented by General Tire. This telecast has been produced by CBS Sports in association with Lucas Oil Studios. For Tony Bachhoven, Dave Argerbright, and Ron Klepper, I'm Ken Stout. We'll see you next year for the 27th running of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl.